Welcome to Podcasts. Picture this. You accidentally start the apocalypse. Your brother's destined to host an archangel, you're meant to be Lucifer's meat suit, and oh yeah, Paris Hilton shows up as an ancient god. Today, we're diving deep into Supernatural Season 5, the epic showdown that changed everything. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why this season was a masterclass in apocalyptic storytelling.
And what a story it was. Season 5 premiered on September 10th, 2009, and it literally started with a bang, Lucifer being freed from hell.
Wait, back up. How exactly did that happen?
Well, it all came down to Sam Winchester breaking the final seal. See, Lilith wasn't just trying to break seals, she was the final seal herself. When Sam killed her, he unknowingly set Lucifer free.
Oh man, talk about your cosmic ironies.
Right? And that's just the beginning. The season then reveals that Sam and Dean are destined to be vessels for Lucifer and Michael respectively, setting up this massive celestial showdown.
So basically, two brothers are meant to host two other brothers for the ultimate family therapy session that could end the world?
That's actually a perfect way to put it. The parallel between Michael and Lucifer's relationship and Sam and Dean's is really fascinating.
Tell me more about that parallel.
Well, according to the search results, Michael and Lucifer's destined battle would result in millions of deaths. It's this inevitable confrontation between brothers that mirrors Sam and Dean's own struggles with destiny.
And speaking of interesting characters, I have to ask about this Paris Hilton appearance.
Oh yeah, that's one of the more unique episodes. She played Leshy, a god that could take the form of various celebrities, including herself. It was this weird meta moment in the middle of all the apocalyptic drama.
That's such a supernatural move, throwing in something completely wild in the middle of serious storylines.
And it worked. But let's talk about one of the more serious developments, Bobby becoming wheelchair-bound during this season.
That must have really changed the dynamic.
It did. Bobby's condition added this extra layer of vulnerability to the team, even as they're facing literal biblical threats.
Speaking of biblical threats, let's talk about Castiel's role this season.
Castiel's journey is fascinating because he spends much of the season searching for God, even confronting the Archangel Raphael in his quest.
And how does that work out for him?
Not great. He eventually learns from the angel Joshua that God simply won't help. It's this devastating moment of realization.
That's pretty heavy stuff for what started as a Monster of the Week show.
The season really pushed boundaries. They even introduced the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse as actual characters.
Like the actual biblical horsemen?
Exactly. They're described in the show as living embodiments of the 4 plagues. They become crucial to the plot because their rings are actually keys to Lucifer's cage.
Hold up, Lucifer has a cage?
Yes. It's where he was originally imprisoned in hell before being released. The brothers eventually realize it's their best shot at stopping the apocalypse.
So, what's their plan?
Well, according to the search results, Sam agrees to let Lucifer possess him with the intention of jumping into the cage, effectively trapping both himself and Lucifer.
That's a pretty huge sacrifice.
It really is, and it shows how far the brothers are willing to go to save the world.
But surely it's not that simple, right?
Of course not. Lucifer knows about their plan as soon as he possesses Sam. He reveals he knew about the rings all along.
Classic supernatural twist.
And it gets better. The final showdown is set to take place at Stull Cemetery in Lawrence, Kansas, which is significant because that's where the Winchester story began in.
Talk about coming full circle.
The season also sees the return of several familiar faces, Joe and Ellen Harvell, Rufus Turner, even the Trickster, who turns out to be much more than he seems.
And not all of them make it, do they?
No, they don't. The search results mention that Ellen and Joe's deaths are particularly significant moments in the season.
It really raises the stakes when characters we care about don't make it.
Exactly. And it reinforces the idea that this isn't just another big bad they're facing, this is the actual apocalypse.
Let's talk about some of the more unexpected elements of the season.
Well, there's this fascinating episode where Dean is sent 5 years into the future to see what happens if he keeps saying no to Michael.
And what does he see?
A world overrun by a demonic virus called Croatoan, where future Dean tells him that this is Lucifer's endgame for destroying mankind.
That's pretty dark.
The whole season really pushes into darker territory. Even their attempt to kill Lucifer with the Colt, a weapon that can kill almost anything, fails.
Wait, they actually try to shoot the devil?
They do. They get the Colt from a crossroads demon named Crowley, who actually wants Lucifer dead himself.
A demon wanting to kill Lucifer? Now that's interesting.
It shows how the traditional alliances start breaking down when the apocalypse is on the line.
So how does it all end?
The finale, titled Swan Song, takes place at that cemetery we mentioned. Sam, possessed by Lucifer, faces off against Adam, their half-brother, who's possessed by Michael.
Their half-brother? That's another layer of family drama right there.
And it all comes down to Sam's ability to fight Lucifer's control from within, while Dean refuses to give up on his brother.
The power of brotherhood versus the apocalypse?
It's what the whole series has been building towards. Sam ultimately manages to regain control just long enough to open the cage and pull Michael in with him.
So Sam sacrifices himself to save the world?
Yes, though as we know from later seasons, that's not the end of his story. But at this moment, it's the ultimate sacrifice.
What makes this season so special in the overall series?
It was originally planned as the series finale. Creator Eric Kripke even stepped down as showrunner afterward. It really feels like the culmination of everything the show had been building towards.
And yet the show went on for 10 more seasons.
It did, but season 5 remains this perfect microcosm of what made Supernatural special. Family drama on a cosmic scale.
The ultimate family road trip meets the actual apocalypse.
Complete with classic rock, classic cars, and cosmic consequences.
You know what's fascinating? How they managed to balance the epic scale with intimate character moments.
That's what makes it work. Even with angels and demons and the literal apocalypse, it's still fundamentally about two brothers trying to save each other.
And sometimes that means making impossible choices.
Like Sam saying yes to Lucifer, knowing he might never come back. It's these personal sacrifices that give the cosmic drama its weight.
What a season. What a story.
And that's really what Supernatural Season 5 comes down to. A story about choice, sacrifice, and the power of family in the face of destiny.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Remember, folks, if you ever accidentally start the apocalypse, make sure you've got a brother who's willing to help you clean up the mess.